when you get people who are into self-improvement, you start finding people who are into social contribution. And that is the secret of the world's most successful. They are surrounded by people who are also on the path of personal and professional development. They're around people who love this advanced learning. They have surrounded themselves with people who are also on the growth journey. You want to accelerate learning? Accelerate with coaching and community. Get perspective, get feedback. In anything you're trying to do though, anything you're trying to do, you're trying to further your career, get a business coach. You're trying to, further this specific skill set, get a tutor. But getting coaching is valuable. It speeds up learning by 2x because you get feedback, right? There's only so much you can do on yourself, but then when you get that feedback from somebody, it's the big accelerator. And the other accelerator is community. You're trying to learn something, join a Discord group on it, join a circle on it, join a community on it, join a Facebook group on it, get around people talking about it, who are passionate about it, who are obsessive about it, who are sharing insights about it. Study. I'll give you an example. Amber's like, Brendon, how did you learn AI? I can have a conversation in artificial intelligence with probably the top 10 people in the world right now. 3 of them I'm working with. And, everyone's like, how did you learn that? All my friends are like, you never studied any of that stuff in school. You didn't go to MIT. I mean, you're a dumb kid from Montana. I'm like, I know. But you know what I did is I belong to a lot of communities where people are studying this. And I've been studying them and watching them in these forums for 3 years, reading every post they have in these forums on Reddit or now in Discords or other platforms. I'm like paying attention to, what are they saying? What are they talking about? Not being a master at, just learning, just observing. What are they all talking about? What are they excited about? What's the language they're using? What are their goals? What are they saying works? What are they saying doesn't work? Just being part of the community, asking tons of questions. Hey guys, I'm new to the community. I don't understand what you mean. Can someone explain it to me like I'm new? And just so you know, I probably type that into the internet 7 times a week for 15 years. Not kidding you. In different forums, different groups, different communities I join. Hey, I'm sorry, I don't understand. Can you explain what that means to me? I don't know how to do, what does that mean? That's, I typed in, I'm sorry, what does that mean? What does payment flow mean? Oh, okay. Hey, I'm sorry. What does that mean, customer acquisition or activation? Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I don't know what you mean when you say this line on a P&L. What does that mean? Being part of these communities taught me all of that, right? And then I accelerate. I get a high performance coach. I get a coach in language learning. I get a coach in presentation. I get a coach on stage speaking. I get a coach on, so getting coaches or being in a community or conferences or seminars, that networking accelerates it all because it gives other inputs, right? Instead of one input, a book, I get inputs from dozens of different places, and that speeds up and accelerates the learning. And nothing will accelerate your learning. You all know this. Many of you had to learn how to run a marathon. If you go to learn how to run a marathon, you don't just start pounding the pavement yourself. Usually you start running with the group. Why? Running with the group advances your ability to run a marathon by 7x, which leads to the last reality and the last scientific fact about learning. You want to learn better? Mentor others, teach others, coach others, influence or inspire others. There is no question about this in all of the expertise gaining literature, that those who teach the thing that they are learning as they're going rapidly accelerate their performance. Why? Because they're forced to, right? Like when you are learning something and you simultaneously have to explain it to another person, it reconfigures it in your brain. It makes your brain understand the concept and then communicate and express it. It simplifies it. It's almost like a filter of learning. And so if you're learning French, simultaneously as you're learning French, teach somebody French, right? Like, here's what I learned in French today. Why don't you learn along with me? As you learn it and you express it or teach it, coach it, or mentor it, your capabilities and your competency goes like levels way beyond. If you're, I always tell, I'm just really great example, actually. That billionaire I was sharing with you, we're working with, their kids, two of them, pretty young, had not learned how to swim yet. And they had them in separate schedules of swim practice. I said, no. We got to get those kids at the same swim practice. And one was slightly ahead of the others. I'm saying, we got to have the other kid coaching this kid on what they're learning in their practice. We accelerated them so far. So they like, even their swim coach was blown away. Like, Brendon, have you worked with a lot of Olympians in swimming? I said, no, that's usually not my space there. I've worked with them on mindset stuff. But he's like, but you've never taught them how to swim, or you never did, lap trials and stuff like that? I said, no, but I knew if you put the kids in there and they have to learn together and explain it to each other, they'll learn faster. Blown away. Pair people up. Have one person learning, one person teaching, and vice versa, and the learning goes faster. Some of you have become certified high performance coaches. It's why in certification week, sometimes I make you the coach, and sometimes I make you the client. Sometimes I make you the observer. By playing all the roles, you see it and you conceptualize it from different angles. Now you accelerate the learning. It's how we accelerate our coaches' processes, right? So think about, how can you mentor others? So if you can understand these concepts we talked about today, I promise you can get better at anything. And that is the secret of the world's most successful. They are surrounded by people who are also on the path of personal and professional development. They're around people who love this advanced learning. They have surrounded themselves with people who are also on the growth journey. And that keeps lifting them up when they're discouraged. That keeps leveling up the demand when they might be more apathetic. That's what levels them up to a higher level of service, because they see other people. Because that's what I'm always saying, when you get people who are into self-improvement, you start finding people who are into social contribution. The people who really want to change the world, they got there because they knew they had to change themselves first. They were willing to do the work to change themselves, and they did the personal and professional development, which helped them realize they could also develop communities. They could also develop countries. They could also help people become better. You want to change the world, you got to change your life. Change your life, though, isn't a solo gig. If you want to be advanced at it, stay in Growth Day. Stay in this community. Participate in our challenges or our communities. Bring your friends or your family or your team into Growth Day, or at least into your conversations about what you're learning. Teach them what you're learning in Growth Day. Have the conversations to keep accelerating your learning in this space. We always say it, every day is a great day to grow. Now you know how to grow faster. Hey, it's Brendon. Thanks for watching this video. Please enjoy all the other videos on my channel. And listen, if you would love to have a daily exclusive life coaching audio from me, make sure you go get signed up for Growth Day. If you didn't know, Growth Day is the world's #1 personal growth app. And it's the app where you go and you get your mindset right, you set your goals, you track your habits, you take wellness challenges, and you overall improve your life so you can become more successful and joyous and happy. It's called Growth Day. It's an app. You can download it on your phone anywhere, or just go to growthday.com and make sure you get it, because every day I leave that exclusive life coaching audio to help you level up and advance your life. Go to growthday.com and get signed up right now.